How's it going, guys? I hope you're all doing good during these crazy lockdown times. A friend of mine said to me the other day that you never know what you've got until it's gone. And that is so true. And I think that's how the whole world is feeling right now. We're all really starting to appreciate the freedoms and all the things, the work and all the things we did before this whole craziness started. And that's what today's video is all about. It's a good conversation between me and my good friend Microwave, and we find the positives in all of this craziness. And yeah, it was a good conversation. We discussed the fight that Microwave had at a BMX jam last summer. We discuss our plans for the future. We discuss how it's affecting us, how it's affecting our daily routines and all that kind of stuff. And I enjoyed it. It's a little bit different to the usual videos, obviously, because we're not able to get out and ride with our friends, but we thought we'd put out some content anyway. And I'm probably going to do one of these with a few of the guys in the team just because it was quite fun to do. And yeah, it's interesting just to discuss what's going on at the moment in the world, because it's crazy. And it's good to talk to a friend as well, because obviously we're all locked away from friends and family at the moment. Guys, I hope you are keeping safe. Please let me please let me know in the comments what you think of today's video, and there will be more. And stay safe. Peace. How has this lockdown, coronavirus quarantine affected you, mate? How's it affected your life?
Well, usually I'm working pretty flat out, riding whenever I'm not working and driving about, going on road trips. And obviously pretty much none of that's possible anymore. Not doing my main job, can't go to the skate park. So going on a lot of bike rides because you're allowed to. I haven't gone out on a road bike in like 2-3 years, but I'm doing that. Still got my evening job doing dominoes. So at least I've still got some work.
So you've lost out on the carpentry work, but you're still delivering pizzas.
Yeah, still everyone wants pizza always. So I picked up more hours with that rather than like a couple of evenings a week. I'm doing that sort of semi full time now because I'll take the hour I can.
I think there's a lot of work, isn't there, on delivery drivers? Like a lot of people have been doing that. A friend of mine's a stuntman, and he said that the film that he was working on just completely stopped. So he's been working as a delivery driver, and for him, he earns crazy money as a stuntman. So he was like, yeah, it's not very good money. It's like 900 quid a week, but you know, it's something to
that's like
pass the time.
Yeah, that's not good money at all.
I was like, that, mate, that's amazing
money.
All
over that.
He's a stuntman though, so he's used to, you know, earning £800 a day, and then they get like adjustments for certain stunts. So if they do a stunt and it takes like 15 takes, they might get £1,000 for it's called an adjustment on top of their daily rate.
So like each time they do the stunt, they get like an extra grand because it's dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mate, they've been laughing after getting blown up 15 times.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, but then that's the thing. Like, it's still a job that's tough to do. Like, they were showing me footage of them getting blown up around these cars for this big movie they're all on. And they were flying up in the air super high. They were on ropes and stuff, or strings. And then they were coming down and landing like hard. And I was like, oh, so where were the mats? You know, they underneath, like you made it look like concrete. They're like, no, that's fully landed on concrete. Like one of them broke their wrist. So although they got like tens of thousands of pounds for that particular stunt, all of them, like one of them broke their wrist. So it's
like one of you must be out of work for 6-8 weeks after that.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not all fun. Like, no one really wants to smash themselves through a window, but it's good money. So
we all smash ourselves on bikes for fun. So
yeah, we missed you on that because we were on that film a couple of years ago. That Disney film, yeah. And we were all on that for like, I don't know, maybe 8 months, and that felt like lockdown. We were locked in like the film studio for hours on end, just all day, every day, and yeah, it was full on. But
I'd love to have done that. That looks sick.
It was amazing. It was really good money, and it was a good experience. But yeah, you when you're on a film set, there was a lot of time to think about it and be bored. And so, I suppose the people in the film industry are like, we're used to this lockdown stuff.
Yeah, they used to just sitting about waiting to actually do something.
Yep. So yeah, so you're delivering pizzas, mate. I think that's definitely a key worker's job. I ordered a pizza the other day. Shout out to Domino's workers.
So, yeah. I mean, it's not quite NHS or fire brigade, but apparently it's key, so I'll go with it.
Next time I'm clapping the NHS, I'll close my eyes and spare a couple of claps for Microwave delivering pizzas.
So how's it like? How's the lockdown affected you and what you're doing business-wise and everything else?
Yeah, like it hasn't changed my daily routine too much because I'm still coming into the office every day, and yeah, just I come into the office in the morning. Well, I get up in the morning at 6, hang out with Wilson, make his porridge, change his nappy. You know, before 7 o'clock, I've done so much with him, and then come into the warehouse, do some work, answer all the emails that I've got, especially from customers, and just help with packing orders, and just it's not changed my working week too much. I mean, other than trying to go out and get more content with team riders and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's,
not good riding and stuff like that.
yeah, like, the sales are quite good at the moment because people are buying bikes, but how long that will go on for is to be debated, you know.
What's the supply looking like? Because everything comes from Asia. Are you like selling stuff that you're not going to be able to replace the stock of because there's nothing coming in, or what's happening with that?
Well, we got our stuff from Taiwan, and we've just got a delivery in today that needs checking off and stuff. And our complete bikes are still coming in July, so yeah, it's
That's still actually sort of flowing as such.
yeah, stuff's still happening. It's weird.
That's good.
Yeah, but yeah. So, do you enjoy delivering the pizzas? Do you what's the most popular pizza?
I don't know. Texas barbecue is always popular. Veggie supreme, meteor, standard pepperoni stuff. I don't really make them. I just
What's your choice of pizza?
drive to someone's house with Absolute Radio going in the background. So
Absolute Radio, yeah.
banging. They have 80s night on Friday nights. They have the classic rock party on Saturday night. So good.
I love how, like, whenever there's a session, like a BMX session, your DeWalt radio is always like the staple. You always bring it out with the microwave helmet, the bike, the radio, and then the session's set.
And it's always like 80s rock.
Yeah, Matt's like, I hate microwaves music. I appreciate your tunes, mate. It's good.
Matt's music's terrible though.
So do you get many tips during all this for the pizza delivery?
Normally, you get, you're face to face with customers, and they'll give you the money. Say, they've ordered 18 quid worth of stuff, and they give you a 20, keep 2 quid, whatever. But at the moment, it's all contact free, so we just sort of put it down at the front door, knock, run away a safe distance, wait for them to get the food, and then leave.
Right.
No, there's no money getting exchanged. There's no face to face contact. So you get the odd person leave a couple of quid on the doorstep for you, but that's about it. Like,
I would definitely tip you if you delivered a pizza to me, mate.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're a little bit out of range, though.
Yeah, it's just a few hours out of range.
I ordered a pizza the other day, and like I ticked the option to not have any contact with the driver, and it was weird. Like he knocked on the door and like ran away. It was like knockdown ginger. He's like left the pizza and then ran away, and he was getting his car, and he was like, I was like, wow, okay, that's what we're doing.
And I normally only say knockdown ginger when drunk, so I'm now getting paid to do it. It's brilliant.
I've not played that game for years. I remember as a child tying, like getting a piece of fishing iron and sellotaping it to someone's flapper, and then just hiding in the bush and pulling it.
No, I never did that one.
Good technique for knockdown ginger.
So I just do the knock and run.
So
it's usually when I'm with like a group of people and we're on the way to Spoons or something, just bang bang on the door, and then everyone has to run. And
you're trouble, mate. What about when we were in Newquay and we played shoe golf and we were all drunk?
Oh, that's the best game ever.
So good, isn't it?
It's like, let's play shoe golf. What's shoe golf? Oh well, imagine that lamppost over there is a 3-par hole, and shoe off, kick your shoe down the road.
Literally the best game to play when you're drunk, isn't it? Like So you just choose a
Take your shoe off
spot.
and see. Yeah.
You choose a spot in town. You loosen your shoe, and then you all start at the same part. Kick your shoe as far as you can make it, and you got to get it as close to the object as possible. And obviously, the least amount of shots to get it close to that. You are the shoe golf champ.
And the inch got a hole in one on that sign.
Oh, you
Like,
did, didn't it?
it must have been like 300-400 meters down this road, and he's just flung his shoe, and it's like he's not going to hit it. Bounce.
It was so
Bounce.
good. There's nothing better when you're all drunk playing that game in like in a city you've never been to.
Yeah.
People are looking at you like, cool.
But yeah, that's the story.
So mate, what's your lockdown routine currently?
I normally wake up at like 4 a.m, but at the moment my routine's like wake up at like 8:30. Amazing. And then sort of kick it about, watch some Top Gear.
Mate.
Again. Go for a bike ride, then go to work in the late afternoon, evening, and work that till like 10 p.m. Come home, eat some dinner, go to sleep, repeat.
Have you completed Netflix?
I completed Netflix for the 4 months I was crippled with my foot. So there's nothing on Netflix except the Tiger King, which I've now completed. So,
did you like Tiger King? I thought it was amazing.
I thought, it's so good.
It was like...
I thought, like, okay, I've seen a lot of memes about it on Facebook. I'll give it a watch so I understand them. I'm on, like, episode 2, and it's like, right, I can't stop watching it, and just stayed up till, like, 3 a.m. and watched all 7 episodes in one hit.
It was so... I think because I've been making vlogs or using cameras and doing a bit of editing myself, I appreciate that stuff so much. And, like, when I watch that, I just think about the amount of work that went into making that, and then to get the storyline so good. And obviously, like, the whole series was about the wackiness and the white trashness of their whole scene, like the drugs, the meth, exploiting the animals,
murdering each other, and
yeah, the guns. And it was like almost like a comedy throughout the whole thing. But I found the last episode really sort of like sad and poignant, you know, the way it showed those gorillas in the cage and stuff. And I was like, I literally nearly cried at that point, because I thought it was good the way they made it entertaining throughout the whole thing. But the last one was like, okay, this was really about like the people that the things that lost out with the animals. What?
A bit when Joe was, I've let these two orangutans that I've had in cages, and they've been put together in a cage, and after like 30 seconds they were hugging, and I thought, oh god, I've spent 20 years not allowing them that, and then it's like, whoa, that's taken a different turn. Like,
yeah, and
I'm glad it respects that turn, but that was like totally different from the whole rest of the documentary.
Yeah, and I in a way, you can sort of relate. Like he definitely, his ego got out of control, but I thought he was very human at the end, the way he sort of said, like, you know, I caged those animals, and now I'm a cage animal. And I think he's not a bad person, is he? He's just like, just got carried away with it all.
Mental and got carried away.
I could see you getting some tigers.
Oh mate, yeah, I could see myself getting. Well, I couldn't, but I could. You know, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a tiger, and then it'd be the sort of, as soon as I get it, it's like, why have I done this? I can't feed it half a horse each day. What's going on?
Like, you get it, and it's a tiny little tiger, and it's like, this is cute. A few years later, you're like, still got the thing. it's now the size of my living room.
Yeah, that'd be mental.
So the pizza delivery, are you ever tempted to take a wee slice out of someone's pizza?
No, I'd get in trouble for that.
I suppose, like, people are expecting a full pizza, aren't they? You can't really have
usually you order a pizza, you expect to not have a quarter of your pizza eaten by the driver.
Yeah, that is true.
You certainly get hungry sat in a car smelling pizza for like 4 or 5 hours. So I want pizza now, and you've got to convince yourself not to eat, like not to buy a pizza at the end of the shift, because if I did that every day, I would both be poor and fat. So
I think that's how I'm going to look at the end of this lockdown: fat and very poor. So I got a few things like written down and stuff. So, so your work, it's been affected as far as like you've taken away construction work, but you still got your pizza delivery.
Yeah.
and your daily routine is not too bad.
In a kind of routine. It's enough of a routine to stop me going insane. So
Yeah, my
that's
routine,
all right. Obviously,
my
you're
ru-
still going into work and everything, so your routine can't be thrown off that much.
it's changed. It's changed the plans though. Like I had so many like um, plans for trips. I mean, I was supposed to go on to a wedding that's been cancelled. A stag do's been cancelled. A snowboarding holiday I had booked has been cancelled. So it's like things have been cancelled, and mostly it's like road trips with the team, videos I wanted to do with Kieran. Kieran, I feel sorry for Kieran. He was moving to Corby, and yeah, like he'd given up his
Yeah,
work, and so he would be getting furloughed money from his work right now. But now he's just
he left his work.
he's left his work, so he doesn't get the furlough money, and now he's at home, and I'm just like, that kid just has no luck. You know, his
Yeah,
rise to becoming a pro rider has just not been easy.
that's got to suck.
I was looking forward to him moving to Corby because I was going to come up and hang out with you guys more and ride with him lots more. And
It's sick having him there because Corby's like an hour and 20 from me. More sessions with Kieran.
yeah, I mean, just being around him is motivational, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
the tricks
he's
he's
the dude.
doing, and he sort of kicks you up the arse, doesn't he? You see him, and you're like, oh, okay, I need to like,
And so yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'll rock up somewhere and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a saran wrap for like 1 foot stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do like a 900 whip on a quarter and a 540 double whip, and then like a triple truck to no under. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're up there, mate.
imagine how hard it is for a rider like that relies on riding every day to push himself, and now suddenly you're told that you can't ride, and he's probably seeing other riders around the world with their own backyard setups, and we're just pulling his hair out. I mean, I remember how I was when I was 18. I couldn't miss a day or two of ride. I'd go
Yeah,
a couple of days without riding, be going insane.
that's what I'm like. The sort of I'd say luckily, but not lucky. So when I did my foot, obviously, you can't ride for ages. So I've already gone through that sort of withdrawal phase, and I hadn't quite gotten back into riding yet. And then this happens. So it's sort of like I'm already used to it. I'm not pulling my hair out like everyone else is. But then when we can get back on the bikes, I'll be just as stoked as everyone else to be
Yeah,
back riding.
that's the crazy thing as well. We had such a gnarly winter. Like the weather was so bad throughout the
It wasn't
whole
much
of the
snow.
winter.
It wasn't like a fun level of gnarly. It was just like, yeah, there's storms and rain, and there's not we can't even go sledging. It's just like cool.
And then by the time the sun came out, it's like suddenly the world's not allowed out.
Yeah,
It's a situation though. I said to Kieran, I was like, I can't complain at all, really, because this just we're all in this together. The whole world is in this. Like, no matter how much you sit and dwell on how it's bad for your personal situation, it's like
everyone's in the
everyone
same
is
boat.
going through this. Um, everyone's going to lose out in some way. Every single person that's watching this is losing out in some way. But you know what? I was thinking about this, and I think that it's it's going to be good for everyone. I think with all the it's going to firstly we're going to appreciate once we're all out of this and everyone's back in the grind of being at work and doing work they don't actually enjoy, and it's like they're going to look back on this and be like, that was actually a nice period. I know there's obviously the deaths and stuff are obviously terribly sad,
There's
but
economic damage and all of that, but yeah, it's sort of a nice personal reflection on life kind of thing.
yeah, and I think it's a time to sit back and think about how good our freedoms are and how people will assess their jobs and what they want to do for the rest
Yeah,
of their life. And I think,
now we took stuff for granted.
yeah, and I think once we're all back out in the world and normality's back on, I think people will be better people. They'll appreciate their freedoms. They'll appreciate their friends and their families more,
Yeah,
and their jobs, and it will make everyone better people, which hopefully makes society better.
people won't panic buy again because toilet roll.
That's crazy, isn't it? People panic buying toilet
That,
roll.
that, got, that got bad. Like we'd ran out of toilet roll, and I think I did a lap of every supermarket in the area. I couldn't find any. I was at the point where it's like, do I nick a roll out of the toilets at work? Like, it got that bad.
Really?
Yeah. But now, obviously, everything's gone back to normal. People have stopped freaking out, so you can find pasta and tinned foods and stuff. But that was a crazy few weeks of a toilet paper short.
I didn't understand the toilet roll hoarding, because I feel like if you're going to hoard something, you want tinned food, something you can actually consume.
Yeah, like toilet roll. How do you get to the point where it's like everyone's going to run out of toilet roll? We need toilet roll. It's like food, water.
I went to the shop in January and I just bought some tinned food because I saw the news going on in China and the fact there was a lockdown in Wuhan, and it wasn't really like no one was panicking at all here, but I was kind of like, wow, like they've locked a city down. That's pretty
Yeah.
and we're such you know, the world's a global hub. Everyone's just traveling all over the place. And I was like, if this is a virus, surely it's going to spread within days.
It's going to be in England, yeah.
So I just had my protective hat on and thought I should get some beans in for my son, you know, like because our cupboards are always bare. We go shopping every 2 days. So I just thought I'd get some tins in. I didn't get many. I didn't like panic buy, but I got some food. There was no one doing it at that point either. This was like, I got a photo on my phone. So I posted it on Instagram as like a joke. I was like, oh, I bought some tin food because of the virus, and Ollie was like sending messages like laughing and stuff, and I was like, this was in January. I'm not saying that I foresaw this whole thing, but I just remember thinking, this is a virus and it's in China, it's here,
it's gonna spread.
yeah.
At that point I was just sort of like, you know, remember Ebola? And that was, everyone freaked out. And do you know of anyone that ever had a case of it here? No. Like, I thought it was just the media bigging it up again, and then all of a sudden it's sort of overnight, it's like, oh, it's not them bigging up, this is actually an issue.
Yeah, you do wonder, don't you? Like, is this just media? Is this real? But that's when, like I said, when I heard that the city in China was actually locked down, no one was allowed out, I was like, oh, that's crazy. And
yeah,
the world's so connected. I just thought, if that's a virus and it's highly contagious, that's everywhere within a day. It's
crazy how effective the lockdown in China was as well, because I think it was Shanghai, they've only had 5 deaths.
Wow.
And that's got like 20 million people in that city. So they literally locked China down and stopped it spreading outside that area so well. And then you look at Europe, and pretty much the whole of Europe's got it when Italy was the first to get in. We were that late with it, it spread everywhere.
It's crazy, isn't it? I think like
China, all the factories are open there again and everything. They've bounced back so fast.
Yeah, we have more personal freedoms here, and I think the government doesn't want to sort of like have that strict control over us, where they're just like, they want to let us almost use our common sense in a way, which is arguably, I don't know whether it's good or
quite a bad idea, because the common sense of the general population isn't the best. Anyway,
so Microwave filmed a video for the other Tall Order YouTube channel the other day. Matt lent you his GoPro.
Yeah.
And so obviously you were locked down and you had symptoms, didn't you? Like you were actually short of breath and looking pretty ill.
I'm not entirely certain it was coronavirus, but I had some of the symptoms. I was proper struggling for breath and dry cough and all that stuff. So it wasn't pleasant, but I wasn't in a particularly bad way or anything.
No, you weren't hospitalised, but you didn't look well, mate. And then you got your little kicker out in the garden and you filmed a little vlog, and he sent me the footage, and sorry, mate, but I was in tears laughing at because you were struggling.
All I got from you was a text just saying, I'm crying. No context, no, this is funny or this is depressing, just I'm crying.
Dude, there are times when I'm editing videos I've done in the past, like where Ollie's made me laugh, and I've literally been at my laptop crying, like just having the most fun editing a video. And then I got the same the other day when you sent me that. So it's a bit of a spoiler alert, but if you guys watch the video, I'll leave a link in the description to this. Microwave set up the kicker and you're playing around on it. You could barely get to it because you were struggling to get speed. And then you try a trick, and the way you react when you crash, just, I think it was the word you said at the end when you were like out of breath because you were like obviously in pain in your chest, and you were like, all right, let's try it again. Let's get it. I was just tipped me over the edge, mate. So good.
Oh,
So I sent Microwave a spare camera because he's gonna film a few more vlogs hopefully.
yeah, I'm stoked. I'm allowed outside again now, so find some spots on a little bike ride and do some stuff.
Talk about the van and how the van's doing. How is the
Oh
van
mate,
doing?
it's there's a couple of things I want to tinker with. Like there's a weird noise coming from the alternator which I replaced last year, so I want to check that out. But mostly I've just been fixing bits of rust. I've now run out of paint, so I'm ordered some paint again and I'm waiting on it. I want to do a few bits inside, replace the fridge, fix that gas leak, which is definitely up the priorities list. I
Is there
want
any
to
way
get
you
a
can
solar
make
panel.
it? Is there any way you can make it any faster so that when we go on a road trip, we can actually be a little bit more productive?
But the thing is, it's nearly 3 meters tall. If I drove that thing faster, I would fear for my life. 55 is a happy speed in a van. That's all. That's like this in the slightest wind.
And I suppose you've got so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
I like it when I joined you in the back of your van for a bacon sandwich on a road trip. That was a good bacon sandwich, by the way. There's nothing
So, yeah,
better than a bacon sandwich
I don't
homemade
think
at the skate park.
I had such a good stint of cooking bacon and egg sandwiches on that trip. I don't think I could ever match it again. Like I just somehow went, this is the perfect bacon and egg sandwich, and it was amazing every time.
It was good. I really
And I've
enjoyed that.
never cooked something that good. I think I fully thank the Ridge Monkey Grill.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the one that folds down on top so none of the oil splashes out. And then if you want to turn your bacon over, you split the whole pan over because it's got both sides.
There's something so rewarding about having a bacon sandwich with a skate park and all your friends in the
Yeah.
background, and you just
And
sat
that
there.
nice sea breeze from the Bournemouth.
Oh, I do love
coast.
camping trips. I miss those camping
So
trips.
it was the last night, well, the second to last night on that trip. We managed to find that one campsite in Cornwall, and we all started driving there with just like a rough idea of where it was. Halfway on the drive, my headlights stopped working and I had to like open up the whole wiring loom and fix a broken connection. And then we got there, and as I was driving into the field, my headlights stopped working again, so I just pulled my torch out and I'm looking with my torch as to where to go.
I think you like the fact that your van has so many faults on a road trip. You love
Yeah,
like,
it gets you to be just, you fix stuff and it's entertaining and it's interesting. You never get oh yeah, I started my drive and I got there no problems. That's not an exciting story. I started my drive, I ended up, lost in the desert, and I had to rely on some random hobo to give me a load of petrol and a wire, and then it's a cool story.
I
So
love it.
breaking down always leads to a cool story.
It's quite different to Matt, isn't it? Because Matt's always got like the nice shiny new things. Other than, to be honest, Matt's first car was actually the best motor vehicle I think I've ever seen a BMXer bring to the skate park.
The best and worst vehicle ever. It was amazing.
He turned up. Most of you guys would have watched the YouTube video of Matt when he had the van with the enormous Budweiser logo on it. And I was a bit like, does Matt even like beer? Like his van is branded with Budweiser logos. It's called Buddy, and it's his first car. It was incredible. I love that thing.
Literally just Budweiser written everywhere, beer bottles all over it, and the boy doesn't drink beer.
And then Corey Bowen was flying to England, and Matt was coming down to Hastings. So I was like, oh, Matt, you could swing by the airport and pick up Bowen. The text I got from Bowen was just like, are you joking, mate? Like, you just couldn't believe that he was in
Didn't
that
Matt
thing.
rock up to the airport like a cardboard sign, like a chauffeur sign saying Corey Bowen, X Games gold medalist, Nora Cup?
Did, yeah. And then, I don't know if did you ever go in the front of that van?
Yeah, it was like not even a week after Matt passed his driving test, and he managed to get that van up to 70 going down the hill.
It was terrifying
It was
being
the
there.
scariest experience of my life. It was just there's a video of Richard Hammond rolling one of them trying to go around a corner, and it felt like that. It's the most unstable side to side van ever.
That's the same fate as what happens to Matt. Rolled his, didn't he?
Yeah, that went into a ditch. But it's like the bend he went round for that. There was like a solid 10 foot of grass between the ditch and the road. Like, he must have gone flying around the bend and basically took off to get it into the ditch.
That's a shame, because I did have, had quite a connection with Buddy, the van.
Yeah.
The time I rode in it, I was actually terrified. It was like the glass was here and the motorway was there.
And the engine's under the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole seat's, like, shaking the whole time.
And Matt, hey, wait one sec, because I'm going to press... This DSLR only records for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So let me just press stop and then start again. Right, there we go. Yeah, so... yeah, and then the fact that he picks up Bowen from the airport with it, and then on the way back, when Bowen needed to go back to the airport, I said, hey, it'll work out better if Matt drops you off on the way home. And Bowen looked at me, he's like, nope. And I just knew that he was like, he meant it. He's like, I'm not going back in that thing. And I was like, okay, I'll take you to the airport.
Oh. And then Matt's next car was a Fiat 500 after that.
He's had a few cars.
They are polar opposites. A Daihatsu Hijet van, white Fiat 500.
He's had a good sample of most types of motor vehicle. What was your first car?
Well, my first car, I really like the old Minis. So I got a Rover Mini. It was a 1992, I think. Not 90s Mini, basically. And then I've realised my bike doesn't fit in the back. I could unlock the door and start it with my garage key. It was that rounded in all the barrels. I thought, right, this isn't practical. And the petrol tank only fit 20 quid. And it only had 4 gears, and you could maybe do 55, 60 in it. So I sold that and bought a 2004 Polo, which was a lot better until that got written off on the motorway because I got rear-ended.
Dude, my first car was a Fiat Punto. I was at a BMX contest in London called the Urban Games. Managed to win a bunch of cash somehow, and I think I was 18 or 19, and I didn't have a license yet. But I was like, you know what? Invest in a car. You need a car. Bought a Fiat Punto the next day. I think I had like $2,000 in cash that I won at that contest. I know, the glory years when I used to actually be able to go to a contest and come back with some money.
And there was loads of money in BMX.
Yeah, that felt like a huge contest back in the day, like a big event in London. It was like I was like young going to this big event, and to come back with money, it was like wow, like just from riding.
Yeah,
cool times.
Was that Urban Games when you like won a high air comp there or something?
Yeah, so I grew up riding like a little vert ramp in my hometown, Croas vert ramp, and then there was a big vert ramp at the Urban Games contest, and all my friends were like, "Oh, you should ride in the high air contest." I was like, "I can't ride a big vert ramp, but I'll try." And I ended up tying with Simon Tabron. We both got 13 feet. So I won, I think maybe £500 or £1,000 for that. And I remember getting off the platform, and there was a girl that worked for Red Bull, and I didn't really know who Red Bull were at the time. And she was like, "Hey, do you want to come to festivals with us? We're going to take a Red Bull ramp to festivals, and we'll pay you to ride in shows." I was like, "Sign me up." And so I kind of became like an accidental vert rider for a couple of years, and that's how I made money through BMX. But doing a vert show is like, that's a job, like vert is gnarly and it's not fun. Like I could do shows on a spine ramp or a box jump all day long, but doing shows on a 13-foot tall vert ramp in front of loads of drunken people telling you to do backflips is like, it's fun. It's fun getting to go to festivals and see all the bands and stuff, and especially as I was young, it was a really good experience and I was making money. But it's like, okay, 3 shows on a vert ramp a day are like, it's a job.
Depending like your biggest trick.
Yeah, it's scary. You ride vert, don't you? Is that why you wear the microwave helmet?
Well, yeah, I started off just normal helmet for normal ramps, and then obviously if you're riding vert, you're kind of stupid to not wear a full face, because when you crash on vert, you properly crash.
Yeah.
And I had a few crashes with normal helmets on, broke the normal helmets pretty much every time. You have a big whack, you split the helmet open and get knocked out. And then after I've had a few big whacks on vert and I've never knocked myself out wearing a full face, I thought, well, if I'm wearing the full face all the time, I'm never going to knock myself out, and I'm always going to, not break my nose and knock teeth out. So, I broke my last normal helmet, and it's like, right, well, full face only now, and I've just stuck with that, and it's worked out well so far.
The good thing about riding vert, and this is some advice to like younger riders, is because the transitions are so big and they're so scary. If you're an upcoming pro rider like Kieran Riley, my advice is to get on those vert ramps when you get the opportunity. Spend an hour riding one and doing all your tricks on it, because then when you go back down onto the smaller skate park, it all feels like play. It's like all feels small and easy. That's the one thing I liked about riding vert, is it made me much more comfortable on the smaller ramps.
So I found it did that, but then it also, because obviously airing a vert ramp is totally different to airing a non-vert ramp. So like on a normal quarter, you pull out. On a vert, you sort of lean over the bike as you take off and then push the bike over the deck and then pull it in last second. And I'd find myself going like Mach 10 at a quarter and then pushing through and then being like, oh wait, this isn't vert. Throw the bike.
Yeah, I've done that, where you sort of jump off.
Like you push through and go, I shouldn't have pushed through. I should have pulled out there. Why have I done this?
Yeah, because on a mini ramp or any kind of smaller ramp, to do an air, you do a bunny hop at the coping to make sure your wheels don't hit the coping on the way in. But on a vert ramp, for me, I literally don't do anything. I just relax and ride out the top. And that feeling is scary. Just literally doing nothing and pumping up and riding out the top.
Yeah, and you just, rather than tensing your muscles, you just relax so much that it just sort of, you just roll over the coping as you go up. It's like, it might sound weird, it's the most relaxed form of riding.
It is, but
at the same time, it's the most adrenaline pumping, gnarly.
You're trying your very best to absolutely relax, but it's at the time when you're the most scared, because you're airing 10 feet out of a 13-foot tall ramp and it's terrified. So you're like, must relax, but you just want to not relax. It's weird.
Yeah, you want to be locked up solid and terrified.
Yeah, and that happens, and then you land flat and break bones. Like, I broke my foot doing a show in Leeds at a festival, and it was just like, yeah, it's not fun. Like you said, when you crash on vert, you crash, you go down.
Yeah.
Usually you don't get back up again.
No. My first big crash on vert, it was practice for one of the UK vert series rounds. It was like 5 minutes before the comp.
I think that's why vert's not very popular. It's just because it's so intimidating for younger riders.
Terrifying. It hurts. And I did an X down. I was bringing it back and got my bars stuck at 90 degrees. Like the end of my bars hit my knee. And I remember I didn't even like try and get out of it. I knew I couldn't in time. And I just thought, this is going to suck. Came into the top of the ramp, my bars sideways and flipped over to the flat bottom.
Brutal. Right, mate. So what are your, like, how has this changed your summer plans? Like contests, trips, that kind of thing?
I was planning on going down to the Vans Cup in Germany in July, but doubt that's going to happen now. That was like the sort of big summer trip that I had planned to go for a few weeks. So, go further afield like Switzerland or something. I want to go ride a few bowls down there. So, doubt that's going to happen now, but still hoping for Oz trip in October to happen, ACT Jam.
Yeah, we should do that. What I love about you, mate, is you're like the staple of the UK scene. You go to all the BMX events. You're there.
Wouldn't go that far, but I'll take it.
No, but you do every weekend in the summer. You're going to all the jams. You're supporting BMX. You're there with, you ride in every contest you come across. You're not shy.
It's the one. It's like you get to see all your friends every weekend, and it's not even like the same group of friends every weekend. Like a vert comp's going to attract a complete different crowd to like a trails jam, and that'll attract a complete different crowd to like a park comp. And it's like you get to see everyone like in like the course of a month. You see the whole UK scene by just going to all these different events. Brilliant. Get to hang out.
So much fun, isn't it? And that's
yeah.
I hope that we get the summer. My favourite microwave performance last year at a jam was yourself at the Villa Road Jam. I thought you gave a really good performance there.
That was. I had every intention of riding the whole day until it got dark, and as soon as people started rocking up, they're like, "Right, so when are you getting on the megaphone, Sean?" Oh, well, I can't be on a megaphone if I'm sober. All right, and then what did I do? I think I nose cased the jump, washed like in the big line, and then like both feet off nose manual down the landing, and I was like, right, I've cheated there. Now's the time to start drinking. And it was sponsored by Dragon Soup, which is kind of just like an energy drink with loads of alcohol in it. There was loads of dragon soup everywhere, and I just started necking them, and I ended up having a boxing match with some other bloke, and then
Yeah, and
I
you
stood
got
up on the landing really drunk, and then Sem did a 360 and travelled too far and ended up riding down my back.
yeah, you were
That got gnarly.
you were quite something. That I tell you what, that the best thing about that jam was the fact that most jams you go to, you don't really get to ride. You just watch other people ride in like a contest or a jam. But that was like a constant train of everyone that attended the event was riding all day long on the jumps.
Yeah, it was like 200 plus people just stood at the top of their bikes constantly.
Yeah.
Just
Everybody that came to that event rode all day long, and it was
except my dad, basically.
yeah, except your dad.
Yeah.
And maybe you, because you enjoyed
No,
the beverages.
Right until about like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Why did you have a boxing match with that guy? Because he absolutely dealt with you.
There's Heckle Hill, which basically, like, after that big hit, they dug out the bomb hole for the last step up, and all the dirt from that went into a hill next to it that then had grass growing it, and that was called Heckle Hill, where everyone just sits and heckles. And then there's another line that hadn't been done yet, and the landing was stacked up with loads of dirt, and there was another group of people stood on that heckling. So there were like 2 Heckle Hills, and there was one representative from each hill of heckles to fight each other to determine which hill was the best at heckling. And I was too drunk, so I lost that match quite spectacularly.
I think you lost comprehensively. I'll try and find that clip and insert it into here, because quite a clip that, wasn't
I
it?
just got clobbered round the head, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be a mild concussion, okay.
Absolutely smacked you so hard, didn't he? He took it really seriously, and you looked like you just wanted to put on a show, and I felt a bit sorry for you.
I was like, right, let's not hit each other in the head, just body shots. I was so drunk, my first punch I missed and hit him in the head, and I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think maybe next year. I don't think they'll have that jam next year because it got too big.
Yeah, it got like too gnarly for it to be sustainable as a jam. So
if they do,
if they do it again, I think it will just be like a send a message out to select crews of people, and then word of mouth for the right people. If it happens again, that'll be how it's done, sort of thing. Rather than plastering it all over social media and just complete anarchy at a set of dirt jams.
I hope it happens. It's so much fun.
The best jam.
So, what are your plans for today then, dude?
Go out for a bike ride, go to work, that's about it.
Cool.
Got the road bike. Hadn't touched that for like 2-3 years before this lockdown. So,
dude, I really envy. Like, I'm seeing lots of my younger friends, and they've got so much time during this lockdown because they're not at work and they haven't got families and stuff, and they're just like working out. You know, Ollie's ripped, and I'm just like, I haven't got time. I still haven't got time to do that. It's like I get up in the morning, I'm with my son, and then come to work, and I can still got like my fitness routines and stuff, but it's just like, yeah, when you have a toddler, there's no real time to.
No downtime.
You can't just turn on Netflix in the daytime, like, yeah, not happening. But
yeah, no chance.
So, in my advice to you guys is absolutely make the most of it, because soon everyone's going to be back at work. I mean, like, work. So just enjoy the fact, especially the fact it's nice weather.
The flat outness of like. In summer, it's usually, someone messages me, so, let's hang out, let's, go get some food or something. Okay, I can do like in like 3 weeks' time and Friday midday, and that's like how flat out I am in summer, and I love it. Yeah, I'll complain about it, and now I don't have that. It's like I can't wait for that flat outness to happen again. I've worked 5 days a week, send it on the weekend to a BMX event, rock up to work again on the Monday, absolutely shattered because I didn't get home till like 1 a.m. And
that's what I was saying earlier. I think like my friend said to me the other day, you don't know what you've got until it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's like for Tall Order, the business is like I've worked so hard for the first 3 years to get it to what it is, and now we're established, and this was going to be the year where it's like, okay, we're going to do well this year, and then it's like suddenly you're shot back down. It's like, wow. It's like, yeah, you just gotta. That's why I'm saying, like, I think we're all going to come out of this better people and more appreciative, because we're just going to be like, Okay, it's back to
A bit
square one.
puzzled how quickly stuff can change.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
like I said, it affects everyone. And but yeah, I'm still super stoked once it's all over, just to push on, help Kieran achieve his goals, and help the younger guys, help Callum. Rafferty's amazing, isn't
Yeah.
he? Get the boys together, hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it? Like I've never thought I would miss going to Corby skate park, like, but I just, yeah.
So because obviously when I was injured, I was just rocking up there in my crutches and chatting shit with everyone and having a good time.
You were.
And yeah, now I can't even do that. But yeah, that was fun. That's like, I keep thinking also, imagine if this happened 10 years ago and we're all sat there with our Nokia 3310 phones with, 20 texts and 100 minutes call time a month. Like, how much harder would that be? We're FaceTiming right now.
Yeah, but you
This
know
is
what?
recent technology. It's made life so much easier in times like this.
Yeah, but you know what? I think at the same time, that kind of constant entertainment and having that much access to every kind of entertainment, like kids have got Netflix, social
Yeah,
media, amazing game consoles, they've got YouTube, they've got all this stuff. When I was a kid, I only had 4 TV channels, so I was bored. And with that boredom, you
yeah,
have to entertain yourselves. And that's why, I spent a lot more time outdoors and having to think outside the box. That's why I started
yeah,
tying rope to letterboxes and hiding in the bush, playing knockdown ginger. You've got to be creative. And yeah, I think my advice to some people that are actually bored at home is to embrace the boredom, because it might make you more creative.
do something. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll give you ideas for what you want to do in your life, or yeah, it will just help you, I think, mentally. So I'd say turn Netflix off, turn your phone off for a bit, and embrace the boredom, do a workout, get yourself feeling good, and then sit there and twiddle your thumbs and think, okay, what do I want to do?
yeah.
My advice.
I've been trying to do was doing stuff with the van, just put some music on and sit out in the drive for like 7 hours working on your sunburn. Brilliant.
Working on your sunburn. What's it like being single during all this? Like,
I'm single pretty much all the time anyway, so
really?
it's not exactly different. So yeah, I don't know. I just use my own company. It's all right. I enjoy the sort of, you're on your own. It's your own thoughts. You do what you want when you want, and like even traveling. I'll go, like when I met you in Australia. I spent 9 months in Australia on my own, living in a van. Like,
And I met Microwave. I met you. Sorry, I keep talking to the viewer as well as you. I met you years ago on one of the very first. I've met you before, but I remember the first time I remember seeing you was on the Tall Order video when I came to ride with Matt and Kaz. They were the younger
yeah,
kids that I'd sponsored, and I watched that video back the other day because I was making a video about Kaz, and I saw you on there. And I was like, oh no way, like, because I had no
yeah.
recollection of that, and then
I
years
saw you were going
later,
to out in
years
Sydney.
later, I saw you in Sydney.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd even recognise me. I thought, oh, he's only met me once before. He meets loads of people. Baz, you have no idea who I am. And then you just walk up and he's like, Sean, what are you doing here? Dad, Keith knows who I am.
Yeah, I love the fact that you were just in Sydney, embracing it. You were riding in the contest. You had your full face helmet on, and I just thought, because you're friends with Matt, I just didn't think that you would travel across the other side of the world by yourself and go on that kind of road trip. I
No,
don't
I love
know.
it.
Yeah, I was surprised that you were embracing that
You go
kind of
somewhere on your
lifestyle.
own, you've got to embrace sort of the local culture more. And not that Australia's got a vastly different culture to us, but you've got to embrace it. You've got to make friends. You've got to
Yeah,
fend for yourself. I find you take in so much more than if you're traveling with a group. If you're traveling with a group, if like 5 lads go to Spain, you're not exactly going to soak up Spanish culture. You're just going to hang out with the lads, kind of thing.
you know what? I regret doing that. I travelled so much in my early 20s, and it was always with other riders. But I have a friend that works for Red Bull, and he travels all the time by himself. And I'm just like, that's such a fun way to do it. Like you said, you're much more likely to meet people, and uh, the experiences you have are way different than when you're just isolated with a mate that you hang out with at home anyway.
Yeah,
I regret not doing that.
There's always the future.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. One thing I did find amusing in Sydney, Australia was it was very hot and
Yeah,
in Australia the law's pretty strict on wearing a helmet. You have to wear a helmet when you ride down the street.
on a
Otherwise,
pedal bike.
yeah, on a pedal bike.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will literally get a ticket, and the police are on it. So we all know that Microwave doesn't actually have a small helmet, and I thought it was amusing to see you in that huge Microwave helmet on a blistering
It was
hot day.
it was the fact that when I was like finishing that trip, I'd sold my van and everything, and all my belongings was in my backpack, and then like two other bags, and then I had my helmet and my clothes, and that was about it. And I had to ride from one side of the Gold Coast, like south side, to the north side, which is like 20, 25 miles, I think. I don't know. It's a good few hours ride on a BMX, and there's me. It's like 30 degrees. I've got a full face on. I've got 3 bags. And I've got my seat on my BMX really high up so I can sit down and pedal. And I'm just riding the whole length of the Gold Coast, like pouring sweat, and all the locals are looking at me like, "What on earth is this guy doing?"
You know you are pretty insane like that, but I respect
Yeah,
it.
but it's pay for a tram and then wait around for a few hours for my mate to get home from work, or pedal for a few hours and don't wait around. So
I did the same.
hours, save some money, and taking some cool views on the way.
I remember when I must have been 17. I got invited to European X Games in Barcelona. And it
Yeah,
was the first time I'd been flown anywhere internationally, I think. And I think Etnies bought me a flight, and I just flew there thinking, oh, someone will be there to pick me up and I'll be taken care of. Just didn't even ask any questions, just flew there. And I got there and I was like, wow, I'm in Barcelona. So I don't know anyone. So I just went to
yeah,
the city, walked around all night on my own. It got to like 2 a.m. I was dragging my bike bag around. I was like, I need to find somewhere. I couldn't find a hotel anywhere. And then I just bumped into these guys that were skating this spot. I think it was at the MacBus spot. And I just
yeah.
basically asked them, I said, hey guys, have you got somewhere I can stay? Because I don't know anyone and I've got nowhere to stay. And they're like, yeah, cool. It was weird. It's like that. It's good to be thrown into the deep end like that when you travel.
Yeah. So like when I did that New Zealand trip, I flew out there. This is when I was in Oz anyway, and one of my mates messaged me, "Oh, you coming to Farm Jam?" I was like, "Where do I fly to and when?" And that was pretty much my question. And he's like, "Oh, flying on this date." I was like, "All right, sweet. So don't worry about accommodation or anything. I'll sort it out." And a couple of days before, I said to him, "What time are you getting there Monday?" "I'm getting there Wednesday, mate." "You told me the wrong date then." Yep, I did tell you the wrong date. Cool. So where am I going to stay? I'll just message this guy off my friends list, and he lives in Queenstown. I'm sure he'll be able to sort you out. I was like, okay. Message this random bloke I'd never met. He's like, yeah, man, that's cool. Go to the camping shop, get a tent, and sleep in my back garden for 10 days. All
That's
right,
what it's
dial.
all about. That is what it's all about.
That was just like the gnarliest. It was like a 4-bed house with like 20 BMXers and mountain bikers living in it. It was insane. There was like 4 or 5 people sleeping on the living room floor each night, partying and like living room tattoo gun sessions, and
That's never a good idea. The tattoo gun and the booze.
yeah, I didn't partake, but it was a good time. And yeah, it's like the most winged trip ever. Managed to find some guy to give us a lift to Farm Jam that I'd never met. He gave us a lift back.
Let's go to Australia in October if this all wraps
Yeah,
up.
I'm keen. All the boys out there, big trips, big sessions.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Well, it's my girlfriend's birthday. So
Oh yeah! Wish her happy birthday for me.
I will, and I need to. Should we got like a huge delivery of tall order stuff in, so it needs some assistance out there. But it's been fun.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Um, enjoy your time. Enjoy it, mate, because
I will try my best.
when you're stuck on that building site in a few months' time, you're going to look back at this and just be like, why didn't I enjoy it more?
Yeah, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Why did I just sit around?
That tyre and that camera should be with you today too. So
Sick.
yeah, so I look forward to
Okay.
the second microwave vlog.
Yeah, I'm keen.
All right, mate. Well, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
And thanks for doing this. I have no idea how
No
this is
worries.
going to turn out because yeah, it's just something to put out some content during all this
Yeah.
craziness.
It's all right. It's all fun.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well,
All right.
take
Look
care.
after yourself.
You too.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Speak soon.
Bye.